prepared long and hard for this. I am now ready to fight you.
So, human, you think you're ready to fight me? This is the fate you have chosen.
Yes!
Okay.
Hello, and pardon the rough sketch for this video. I would promise to actually make real pictures in the future, but this was a last minute thing that I wanted to do tonight, and I just had to do it. Originally, I was going to do this while drawing, but I have learned, unless I have a script or something, I cannot talk while drawing. It is horrifying to see how I do. And so, I had the idea of what I wanted to draw, but I just couldn't do it while talking. So here we are. I just finished season 3 of Cobra Kai, and I will still watch season 4. Hopefully it's the last season, because this is getting redonkulous. I hate that phrase, but I just said it because it's the first thing that came out of my fucking mouth. This show, I loved season 1. I got through season 2. It just even though it was becoming such a fucking melodrama where all you gotta do is talk more than 5 fucking seconds and you could get so many problems resolved. But no, nearly every single character has a brick for a brain. So spoilers obviously, but nothing too heavy, just simply the stuff that I have to say is mainly, how is no one in fucking jail? And how long was Robbie in jail for? Like 2 weeks? Okay. So the fucking brawl happened in the school at the end of season 2, and we move on to the aftermath where apparently, pretty much like, maybe there's suspensions, but pretty much everyone's back, and only really 2 people went to jail, or juvie, I should say. One was Psycho Bitch, and apparently she got out really fast. Robbie was on the run, so he wasn't in jail yet, blah, blah, blah. And this season, is all about, oh, but Psycho Bitch is looking after her little brother, and her tenant is willing, says, hey, if you sleep with me or something, I'll help you out more with your rent and all that. And then we gotta learn about Kreese's backstory. And why do we waste time with this shit? And people are arguing, well, there is the point where it says just because you have a sad life doesn't give you an excuse to be an asshole. Okay, but why do we, the audience, have to learn more about the past of these assholes? We suddenly are gonna give any sign of sympathy for them, because that's the point of flashbacks like that, or some kind of development on them, to show why they're like this, and maybe there's a way to help them. But for those, for example, with Kreese, who his sad story was all the way back in the fucking Vietnam era, there's no hope for the guy, and he's a Saturday morning cartoon villain with the fucking hamster and snake incident, and yeah, the size of that snake, that thing did not eat the fucking hamster, let alone attack it instantly. I've seen snake eating videos. They do not instantly attack, and that snake that size wouldn't eat a fucking hamster. Oy, they could have just done a mouse, but no, we had to do a hamster because that way it could really be surprised. The second Kreese pulled out the thing, it was obvious what was going to happen. So he became a fucking Saturday morning cartoon villain, as if he wasn't already. We got more, the main thing thing is there's no consequences for the most ridiculous things to happen. Literally, one kid gets his fucking arm broken, and we hear people say, oh, who started the fight? Doesn't matter. There's a point where I'm pretty sure in nearly every state, especially California, there's a point where you stop. When you break an arm after the conflict has ended, there should be some consequences, but of course there's not. And then, like I said, spoilers, even more, the home invasion assault from the Cobra Kai students on Miguel's team and Samantha's team. How did not one of those fuckers realize they're going to jail? And it's obviously that they won't go to jail because it is just fucking stupid. It breaks all suspension of disbelief. There were moments where I could deal with it, like the car chase that Johnny and Daniel had with that dude all the way to the garage and had the garage brawl. Okay, fine, whatever. Alice showing up and being the cure to problems to where she really within 5 seconds goes, okay, you two need to really get along. Okay, we'll do that now. I mean, I was hoping she was going to actually smack him, but of course, no, of course not. So So a number of things in this season, okay, fine. Fucking, Daniel going to Japan, and not only does he meet his old flame, and then the guy who nearly killed him, or who he could have killed and all that, are now, on good terms. I made the joke to my wife saying, that was all teenage hormones. We're over that now. Come on. Trying to kill you? I was a teenager. Come on. And of course, he would, before going back home, he would eventually find that problem that had solved his, financial worries with his company and all that. Of course. Because of course. But there are some things where where suspension of disbelief goes out the window when they actually do build up scenes of where there is jail time, there is committee that will take action into this, blah, blah, blah. And then at the same time, there isn't for plot's sake. All those kids should be in fucking jail for that home invasion. They threw a kid through a fucking window, and all he had to say was, there was no cat. What? Ugh. And the excuses I see on Reddit and other places crack me up. Well, it's based off an 80s movie. Well, it's just a TV show. Well, they don't try to be realistic. They try to have both. They try to show that, no, this is not the 80s world. There are consequences in the first 2 seasons. And then this season, but there really isn't that much. And the stupidity of those in charge, just for the sake of the whole cliche of the bad guys being 10 steps ahead. I hate that cliche with a passion, where the bad guys are 10 steps ahead, especially in shows that are supposed to be in reality, in some kind of grounded reality, where the bad guys always are prepared for, even if they're in the wrong, somehow they could prove they're actually innocent or they were in the right. And it gets just, especially with Kreese, he's just untouchable somehow. Multiple times, jail, but no, they don't exist unless the plot demands it. And it just and I just feel this because I so enjoyed the first 2 seasons. They had silly moments, but I still enjoyed them. But this one, so many times I was looking at the screen going, what is happening? What is happening right now? And I know 10 whole episodes of season 4 until probably the big tournament, we're just going to get more nonsense. Johnny and Daniel work together as a dojo. There's going to be bits where they bunk heads on, we can't teach us students like this, or that didn't work out the front, blah, 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 blah. Ugh. I just hope season 4 is the last season, because this is the example of the shows where I say they don't deserve that many seasons. Did I think this one should have more than 1? Of course. But then when season 2 started becoming such a melodrama, I was like, okay, can we slow down and get back to how season 1 was, please? And then it just got sillier. Broke all suspension of disbelief. Now this is obviously just a fantasy land. So I hope season 4 is the last one. And as a closer, I just gotta say, I hate the SJW PC nonsense that are in shows, these things. And I loved how season 1 was tackling it. But do you know how it was tackling it? It was tackling it as a guy that's just going, what is happening? What word is this? What are you saying? Get that shit out of my dojo. What is that? Get the fuck out of here. Now we have it where we have Kreese using those terms to try and, like I said, try to get out of being in trouble and looking like the good guy at times, like in the committee scene. And there are times where he's the same guy, Kreese, is using it as if he's the super evil villain that's gonna tear down and melt this snowflake generation. Really? I'm against SJW bullshit and shows as much as the next guy, in my generation, as far as I know. But it's not this super evil force that you have to act like as if you're the big bad guy or big superhero to go against. So that's my rant. I had to let this out, and I had to draw a personal picture for this one, and I feel like that basically expresses how it is. And I hope season 4 somewhat picks up a little better. That's all. The biggest pro I could ever give Cobra Kai is the fact that it actually finds a way to bring back as many actors and actresses as possible of the original source. That's even fucking Yuna from fucking, oh my god, how did, holy shit, she was just a kid and they called her up and, hey, you want to come back? So that's what I gotta say. Have fun and karate chop. Woo.